The stone is one, the medicine is one, to which we add nothing, only in the preparation removing superfluities. In the Old Law, God was praised both with musical instruments and human voices. But the Church does not use musical instruments to praise God, lest she should seem to Judaize. Knowledge depends on the mode of the knower. For what is known is in the knower according to the measure of his mode. Friendship makes you feel as one with your friend. Temperance is simply a disposition of the mind which set bounds to the passions. Honor is due to God and to persons of great excellence as a sign of attestation of excellence already existing, not that honor makes them excellent. Reason in man is rather like God in the world, but a dauntless faith believes. Further, nothing, except sin, is contrary to an act of virtue. But war is contrary to peace. Therefore war is always a sin. Now in matters of action the reason directs all things in view of the end. 3 things are necessary for the salvation of man: to know what he ought to believe, to know what he ought to desire, and to know what he ought to do. Faith has to do with things that are not seen, and hope with things that are not in hand. The happy man in this life needs friends. God is never angry for his sake, only for ours. It is necessary for the perfection of human society that there should be men who devote their lives to contemplation. It is not theft, properly speaking, to take secretly and use another's property in a case of extreme need, because that which he takes for the support of his life becomes his own property by reason of that need. Nothing which implies contradiction falls under the omnipotence of God. A song is the exaltation of the mind dwelling on eternal things, bursting forth in the voice. Man has free choice, or otherwise counsels, exhortations, commands, prohibitions, rewards and punishments would be in vain. Man should not consider his material possessions as his own, but as common to all, so as to share them without hesitation when others are in need. While injustice is the worst of sins, despair is the most dangerous, because when you are in despair you care neither about yourself nor about others. The human mind may perceive truth only through thinking, as is clear from Augustine. The existence of a prime mover, nothing can move itself. There must be a first mover. The first mover is called God. I receive thee, ransom of my soul. For love of thee have I studied and kept vigil, toiled, preached and taught. Mercy without justice is the mother of dissolution. Justice without mercy is cruelty. I answer that, as Augustine says, de moribus eccl. Vi. The soul needs to follow something in order to give birth to virtue. This something is God. If we follow him we shall live aright. That the saints may enjoy their beatitude and the grace of God more abundantly, they are permitted to see the punishment of the damned in hell. If you are looking for the way by which you should go, take Christ, because he himself is the way. To make peace either in oneself or among others, shows a man to be a follower of God. The blessed in the kingdom of heaven will see the punishments of the damned, in order that their bliss be more delightful for them. There would not be a perfect likeness of God in the universe if all things were of one grade of being. Thus the sun, which possesses light perfectly, can shine by itself, whereas the moon, which has the nature of light imperfectly, sheds only a borrowed light. By nature all men are equal in liberty, but not in other endowments. Our manner of knowing is so weak that no philosopher could perfectly investigate the nature of even one little fly. Justice without mercy is cruelty. Mercy without justice is dissolution.